ECCYC is a free channel that presents the Word of God for everyone. Your support will help us to continue the mission. Visit our website, ECCYCnow.com. Even $1 will make a difference.
About the rib, this talk about the woman has been taken from a rib of a man. Sometimes it creates a little bit of confusion with us. Why? And why we were created second or next or not the same time. It's some questions connected to this rib process, isn't it? Sometimes it comes to your mind. No? Doesn't? Comes? Ah. But actually this was a real great gift for all of us. It's a kind of, I look at it as an act of equality. An act of equality. An act of belonging. An act of unity. 3 points. So the first one, you see, when God created human being, it started with, when he started to talk about human beings, he started to talk about both man and woman. God didn't start to talk about a man or a woman. He started to talk about human beings in general. God started to think and plan. And this is something really important for us, for our creation. And in the book of Genesis, chapter 1, in the first chapter, God said, let us make human being, let us make man on our image and likeness. So in the first of all, he just put a vision for this new humanity that he is creating. So the vision of God for us is to be his image and his likeness. All right? So, on what way we were created?
In God's image and likeness. In God's image and likeness.
In God's way and likeness. Do you agree on that?
Yes.
Who agrees? Who agreed that we were all created in the image and likeness of God? Who agreed? All of you? All of you? Are you sure? Then I don't agree. Okay, let's read in the Bible. Okay, do you have a Bible? In the book of Genesis, chapter 1. Let's see how God created us. That's an important thing because then we understand what we need to do. In verse number 26, God said, let us create man or our image and likeness. Then, in verse number 27, it starts, then God created man. He created him on his image, full stop. In the image of God, he created them, man and a woman, and he blessed them. Do you see here a difference? Do you see a difference? Is what I said it was right written in the Bible? Did you read that? Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah.
Exact?
Yes.
Read it exactly.
Then God said, let us make man in our image, in our likeness, and let them rule over the fish of the sea and the birds of the air, over livestock, over all the sea, and over all the creatures that move along the ground.
Then?
So God created man in his own image. In the image of God he created him. Male and female he created them. God blessed them and said to them, "Be fruitful and increase in number. Fill the earth and subdue it. Rule over the fish of the sea and the birds of the air and over every living creature that moves on the ground."
Thank you. Do you see a difference here? A process? What happened? Do you see something here? God created a man on his image, full stop. And then in the image of God, he created them, a man and a woman. And then he blessed them. So where did the likeness went? Do you know? In the beginning, he said, let us create them on the image and likeness. And then when he created them on the image. Do you know where the likeness went? Where is it? He forgot it? You don't know?
No.
What do you think? What happened? Do you know? Yes.
Well, I kind of think that God wasn't exactly finished with us in the whole process of creating us. Like, I always thought, sure, we were in His image, but I feel like there was more in plan. He had more in mind for us in our duration in paradise. Before He was finished with His plan, we fell. Like, that's how I always looked at it.
Good. So if somebody has an idea about that? Yes?
I feel like He was all-knowing, so He knew that we would fall and that it won't be the same nature. We won't have the same nature as God.
We will all have same nature, but also He knew that we will fall. So, you know here, when a child is born, and the mother is carrying this little child, and everybody comes and says, wow, he's so cute. He looks like his mother. And somebody would come and say, oh, he's so cute. He like his dad. He looks exactly like his dad. No, he's like my grandmom. And everybody starts to talk about this person, how he looks like. That's an image. They see something. But let us take this person, and he would or she would be raised up, will be educated, will be taught how to behave, how to talk, how to think. And this person, they will say, okay, this man is like his father. This woman is like her mother. She behaves like her mother. She talks like her mother. Maybe you don't like to hear that. But anyway, all of you do the same. So here there is a little difference. We all carried in us the image of God. But we all are responsible to grow together, or to grow as human beings, to understand this image and to behave and to think and to be like God. You see the difference here? Then here, what is the image and what is the likeness? What is the image of God in us? Remember the baby? So what is this image? What is this baby looks like? Yes?
Well, image is just the way you look, but I think likeness is how you act, what you do, and why you do things.
Exactly. The image is how we look, but how we look as a human being in general. What is the general character that makes us human beings? What makes a human being different than the other creature? Yes?
We have a soul, a spirit, and a fleshly body. We have free will. And because we also have free will, that in the end, in front of God, it shows that if we do choose Him, and dedicate our life to Him, then we are worthy to be with Him in heaven. And if we choose to put the worldly pleasures in front of His words, then it just tells God who we are.
So all human beings, they have free will. Every human being. Every human being would have a rational mind, a rational way of thinking. Reasons. Every person, every human being would have a creative mind. So you know what is the difference between us and the other animals? We're creative. You know, God is creator, and his image would be creative, right? So you're creative. That's why you think in a creativity that it's not limited. You have unlimited way of thinking. You can think of anything. Whatever comes to your mind, you can imagine things. All of us, that's why all of us, we could sit and have big daydreams, and then suddenly it falls, because we are having this character. That's why human beings evolved in their discoveries, and they discovered this and discovered this, and then they made a change in the whole world. And this is an important thing. All human beings, they have a soul that's longing to God. All human beings, they have a belonging to God, to their source, to their origin. All human beings, they share the power of love that God has created us with. That's why we need this community that we live in. So all human beings, they have certain characters. But still, what happened that we need to grow in our way to behave and to think like God. And this is what happened. Then God said, like, I will give them the image, but about the likeness, I wait. They will learn. So he gave us the important thing that it will make us feel like we have the tools to come to the likeness. When human being could not reach to the likeness of God, you know what happened? We were kicked out. But then God didn't leave us. Then he himself, he was incarnate and became a human being to give us the example how a human being should be. Then Christ was the example that when we look at him, we see the exact likeness of God that we should be like. Okay? So that's an important step that we need to understand, that God wanted all of us as human beings to become like the way that he wanted us to be. So now, let us see the process that he did. He took the mud, and then he took it, he molded it into a human being, and he breathed into it, and then it became a man. What was the first belonging that a man belonged to? It was God, right? There was nothing else. The first thing when he opens his eyes, then he saw God. What was the first love? It was God himself. What was the first expression of life? It was with God, right? Then here imagine if the woman would not have the same experience, would have it second, would it be equality? So God wanted to give the woman the same experience, the exact same experience. Then what he did, look, man, you sleep now. I don't want you now. This is not your turn. It's nothing to do with you. because I wanted you to be having the same nature, then I take a rib from him, and it's the same process. And when a woman comes, opens her eyes, the first belonging for a woman was whom? Was God. The first love was God himself. The first expression of life was God. Then God wanted to give the woman the same equal experience with him, exactly like he gave it to the man. And that's an important thing, that God loves you so much, and he puts you in equality. He puts you real, having the same experience. So when he talked to human beings, he talked to the human beings as a same experience that happened. Then this woman carried something so important, even more, because the man was taking from the dust, and the woman was taking from the rib. Then she carried something so important. She carried the mothering attitude for the whole humanity. The mothering attitude. And this is an important thing. She had the same experience with the first belonging to God, with the first expression of love, with the first expression of life, but also she carried this mothering for humanity, because she is the one that she has been taking from this rib. And that's two important characters that builds around them the character of a woman. How a woman should be. What is this when we think of a woman? What is this woman looks like? Then it's an important thing that this woman would have a clear expression of her belonging that gives her beauty. You see here? When we belong, when we express clarity of belonging, it gives this woman much more of a beauty. You know why? Because the beauty of God that's in her would reflect on the outside. And that's why you would see a person who is in peace within. It's a person who understands their vision in life, their clarity in life, that shows in their face. You know, if you take your mirror one day and examine this, you get angry and look at yourself, what you look like. And then you go and pray and relax and feel, oh God, I love you. And sit with God a little bit and then feel his presence, and then go and look at yourself in the mirror. You will find the most beautiful person in the world. That's it shows. So that's an important thing, that because you need to design an image for yourself, for what kind of a woman that you would like to be, then you need to understand that the first belonging and the real belonging for you would be God himself. The second belonging was what? When God made sure that man has his belonging to himself and a woman had her belonging to herself, then he puts them together and say, now you can make a society. Now you can create a family. Now you can understand what kind of belonging for us. If the first belonging takes the place of the first, then the second come easy. If the second place would take the place of the first one, then there is a disturbance in the setup of the inner person. Do you understand me? And this. So if the first belonging for you would be God himself, then you know that there is a step 1, there is a step 2, there is a step 3. Then you know how to climb stairs. It's easy. It's real. But if you suddenly feel like, I want to jump up, what are you going to do then? Can we jump like this? Doesn't work. Then there is no stability. So here, the first character of a great image for a woman that you need to create for yourself that you need to understand the belonging. Where do you belong, first of all? And when you understand that your belonging actually is the first sight, the first image, the first belonging, the first love, the first breath of life. And this is an important thing that you put it clear in your mind. The second thing that you need to create as an image for yourself, this is your role. Your role here is carrying two things. One is something that it's inside you, that you will grow in the example of God in your life, in the example of Christ in your life. Then you have a measure. You know, when you are very clever in measuring yourself and in weighing yourself, and every now and then you say like, okay, I weigh myself, I'm 140. No, I want to go down a little. No, I'm 160. I'm 100. I'm 120. You keep on weighing yourself and say like, I'm a little bit overweight. I'm a little bit less weight. And you start to adjust yourself on a measure. But here, who put the beauty code? Do you know who put the beauty code? Who makes someone beautiful and who makes someone is not beautiful? What is the beauty code in your life? Who puts it? Puts it in reality? Who makes a beautiful woman beautiful and who makes a beautiful not a beautiful woman? Who puts it in the society? Who makes you feel like, here I am, I look like this, then I'm okay. I don't look like this, then I'm not okay. It's the society, it's the economy. It's the people who are selling things, right? Then you feel like they put on you, they lay on you a certain code. And you finally you buy this code and say like, okay, a woman should look like that. And then it should look like that. And then if you don't fit in there, then it doesn't work. But the reality is not this. The reality is that you are beautiful because you are the image of God. The reality is that if they try to put on you this code that is based on economy, because they want to sell this product or they want to sell this product, you see? And most of the ads are based on how you would look like. Sometimes they put the pants long, sometimes they put it short. Sometimes they put the skirts short, sometimes they put the skirts long. It's a fashion. And this kind of fashion, they need to sell things. But we need to design, to think of a character of a woman that is stable, this kind of stability that it makes you feel like, yes, I am beautiful because of the image that was given to me, and no one can take this image away from me. You see here, this is what you need to create, and then you start to build in yourself a kind of a self-acceptance. You need to see like, yes, I am the daughter of God. I know that I have a measure that I need to put for me. It's the measure of Christ himself. Then I know how I can measure myself accordingly. Then I see this code that I see myself in there. You see, a woman is not only just her hair is look like that, but her character as a person, that it expresses the presence of God in her, then it creates the fruit of the Spirit in her. That makes it something different. A decent woman, a woman that can take stands a woman that is not just like a dolly or what they say, like a small little puppet or something. No, a woman that can take stands, a woman that can make a difference in the society, a woman can take initiatives, a woman that makes her life and her society better. This is the woman that people will look at her and say, yes, she is something different. And you have, during these coming days, you will see lots of the characters of women in the Bible or in the society that they made a big difference in the life of humanity. And that means that you have a role. Don't limit yourself on the kind of the carnal beauty or the physical beauty or the society beauty code that is laid on you, but be much more powerful and liberate yourself. Liberate yourself from this corner and come to the freedom of God's people, that you can make a difference in the society and in your life. That would never come by itself. It would come from a beautiful woman that understand her own power, her own characters from within. That means that a woman can have the Spirit of God in her. That she understands that this relationship, this first belonging, this first love, this first life, this first character, this first image, it all brings us to a kind of a character according to the measure of Christ. And the power of God in my life makes me feel like I walk in life like a queen. Then here, this gives you strength and this gives you power. But then the third point here is that you are a mother. You know, here is the concept of mothering. It is not just having baby. The concept of the feminine mothering is an important thing. You see, spirituality is carrying within it a feminine character. Like, you see this cycling process. It's the waiting, the opening up, the embracing and receiving and holding, embracing, waiting, giving fruits. It's a beautiful process of mothering. So you carry within you the character of mothering humanity within you. Then this is a very unique character that you need to design yourself accordingly. You need to understand it. You need to see that you are responsible. You are a person that was giving a beautiful character, that to take care of others, to feel that I am working actually within the house of God. This house of God is a very important character. Do you know where is the house of God? Where is it? Where is the house of God?
Inside. We're the house of God, like inside of us.
Inside of us. Is it inside only you or inside every person? Because God wanted every person. So that means that even though you're living here, but you're responsible, you carry the motherhood of many. And that means you take care of them. You carry a responsibility of the whole surrounding around you. You carry a responsibility about yourself, and you carry a responsibility also about others. Can you build these characters and start to think about your mothering role in the society? You see how mothers are very much caring. Of course, I know some of us are having difficult time with mothers. We know, we understand. It will take time. It will take its period, and then after that we know how beautiful they were. Maybe now it's a little difficult in your age, but still in the future we will understand that they were taking care of us in another way. But at least you see how you all love to play with dolls, playing mothers. You comb their hair and you put them to bed. You see a small little girl, when you were young, you carry your doll and you go to bed and put her to bed and covering her. It's just like, it's a symbol of the urge of the inner person to carry this motherhood. That's an important thing. You take it and bear fruits of the Spirit. You are responsible to carry fruits to the society. You are responsible to carry these fruits of change in the society. The fruits of the change in the society is a very big need for a woman who can understand that motives that make this change in the society possible. Otherwise, these changes would not be possible in this society. So here, I want you to understand the 3 points that we need to think of. You are created on the image of God. You were created with equality, to have the same experience with God, with belonging, with first experience of love, first experience of life, equal to the man. And then you have responsibility of carrying the example of Christ within you, that you are able to present it to the society in a motherhood way to carry this society to a change and growth. I think it's an outline for what that means that you were created from the rib of Adam. God bless you. Thank you for your attention and discussion. God bless you. Thank you.